Hello and a very warm welcome to all our racing patrons for the race preview on this Monday meeting. First race, the Division 1 of the Sarur Nagar Plate to be run over 6 furlong in Category 2 for maiden horses, 3-year-olds only. And number 1 is Ashwashirwal. This race for runners who have run once, placed second and third are not eligible. So Ashwashirwal not on board, having 2 runs. Both the runs off the board, 11th, 1 run, 1100 meters, 8th, 7 for long trip, 6th. Here, after chasing the leader, packed off to finish 6th behind Galway Bay. Number 2 is City Cruise, who was between the runners. Race number 126 over 7 furlong, having 2 runs. Little improvement shown comparing its debut run, where it finished 10th in his first outing in a 5.5 furlong. That was for superlative. Later on in the 7 furlong penalty terms race, finished on 7 Candy Girl, who got the race on the post by a short head. Next is Everglades and DYANOOSH. They ran in race number 150. So Everglades having 3 runs, first outing, 7th to Neglect Me Not. Then stumbled despite that in a 7 furlong trip, finished 4th to Galway Bay by a margin of a distance. Later in race number 150, missed the jump by a couple of lengths and never got into the rhythm. In the later part of the race, even though mustered, it was very late warming, finishing 10th, beating 4 home, whereas DYANOOSH on debut finished on 7th, today's putting tongue strap. 4 Fast Track and 6 Protocol are the 2 runners. Protocol debut run, covered up ground on the outside to finish 6th to True Icon, who won it by 5.5 lengths, even though finished on distance behind the winner. On debut, you have to consider the run because running little greens, despite that finished on 6th. Whereas Fast Track on second outing, not on the board, finished 9th out of 10 runners, just beating 1 home behind True Icon. Indradhanush will be the next runner, who ran in race number 80 over 1100 meters. Debut run of Indradhanush, finishing 7th out of 10 runners, when Superlative kicked on gamely to win it by half a length, with a couple of runners charging on the outside, bridging the gap in every stride. But the winner was safe home by half. But looking at the Indradhanush, who was very late on the scene, finishing 7th with orange white sleeves on the outside, running 4 horses wide at the finish. Sergeant Reckless in race number 15, finishing 5th to Neglect Me Not, got withdrawn in race number 96. But here, the race what we are looking at, on the outside, ridden hard. Then the rider finally went for the whip a couple of times. Then he started to go hands and heels and mustering well, but little late. Winner being too good, Neglect Me Not got the win by 1.5 lengths. It was a close go for the other 4 runners. The sensation, number 8 in the card, anyhow, it has been withdrawn. So let's go through the run, what it ran in race number 132, finishing 4th behind the Image. When you look at the sensation, with white orange, was running 3rd, dropped a place to finish 4th behind the Image. Carnival Lady, number 9 in the card, warmed up late, came with a belated run to finish 4th, even the distance behind the winner, Almas, who won it very easily, winning by 4 lengths. And look at Carnival Lady, who was able to beat the rest of the field by more than 3 lengths. But looking at the first 4 placings, the distances between the first 4 is 4 lengths, 3 lengths and 4 lengths. Number 11, Roshanara, on debut finished on 8th out of 9 runners, behind Ashram Morocco, just ridden towards the fence, hands and heels. Already trailing the field in the straight was Roshanara, never contentious at any part of the race. Ran 8th all the way to finish 8th. Winner was eased up in the last 50 meters, got the win by 4 lengths. Last runner for this race is number 12, Chardon, who ran in race number 105. Today is putting a rubber debit and sheepskin cheek pieces, particularly here with a sheepskin nose band. Just pushed hands and heels at the tail end of the field, finishing 8th out of 8 in race number 105. The winner was Arthur, who won it by 2.5 lengths. Second race, the Malvado Plate to be run over a mile in category 2 for maiden horses 3-year-olds only, starting with Canterbury, who ran in race number 117, finishing 6th. Already has 3 runs, but not on board in all the 3 starts. Debut run 10th to Ballerina, then second outing 6th in a 7-furlong trip to Essential. Here 6th to Air. Number 2, Jack Daniel, finished on 4th. Improved performance of Jack Daniel on a million trip. On debut finished on 8th to Princess Dhaka. Later on showed a little bit of improvement to finish 5th to Arthur. Here 4th by a margin of 10 lengths from the winner. That was True Icon. Today's putting cross nose band is Black Jack Daniel. Number 3 is TIHAMAH, having 3 runs already and not on board in all the 3 starts. Particularly this run up with the pace. This was a race for penalty terms race where Candy Girl got the race on the post, beating off the long time leader by a short hit. But TIHAMAH on the other hand finished on 8th. So earlier run came from behind here, up with the pace, running 4th till the turn, but totally packed off in the straight in the last 300 meters to finish a bad last. Bellagio ran in race number 141. This is the horse knocking at the door, but it took stand in the winner's circle after 3rd to Ashoka on debut, then a 2.5 length second to Arthur. Then here fancied a lot, but met one better in the form of Ashwa Morocco to win it, who won it by 4 lengths. Today's putting tongue strap. Ella Eldinger ran with the benefit of a barrier trial. This was a million race, 7-furlong trip, race number 127, with the gold red disc ridden hard on the outside, but did not pick up momentum at any part of the race. Finished 7th out of 7 runners, so decided to go for blinkers along with basket bit and tongue strap for this runner. Number 6 is NRI Superpower, who was very wide in race number 88 over 6 furlong. This was a million race which was won by Ballerina by a nose. Going by the form of NRI Superpower, after finishing second by 2 lengths to Happy Go Lucky on debut, he slightly fancied it 4-1, but Ballerina was too good on the day. Number 7 is Voice of a Dream. On debut, very good run according to me. Managed to be on the frame, and you look at came very powerfully in the last 75 meters, but little early. It could have come very close to the winner. The Image, Voice of Dream, finishing 3rd. The third race of this Monday meeting is the second division of the Sarur Nagar Plate to be run over 6 furlong in category 2 for maiden horses 3-year-olds only who have run once but placed second and third are not eligible. So number 1 is Bangor on D. Very difficult to spell this horse, Bangor on D, who was very wide, finishing 8th out of 10 runners to True Icon. Desert Sultan and Black Opal are the 2 runners. Number 8, Black Opal, having 2 runs, both the occasion finished on 5th, whereas Desert Sultan fast outing 5th to Ashoka, but here race number 117 hanging out a bit. That was a report given by the rider, where it finished on 7th to Air. Going by Black Opal credentials, after finishing 5th to High Reward, here running 2nd till overtaken by the winner, then managed to be there in the 2nd position for just 100 meters and surpassed by a couple of runners to finish 5th. Fame Forever ran in race number 85, which was won by Essential, who came with a very powerful surge on the outside to beat off the front runner by half a length. But we are looking at Fame Forever, who finished 7th. This horse led the field till the turn, gradually fell back to finish 7th out of 7 runners. Next runner, Good Day, Testimony, Force, they all ran in race number 125. Whereas Good Day has been declared a non-starter, so withdrawn. Let's only concentrate on the other 2 runners, that's Testimony and Force. Force runs without tongue strap today, finishing 8th in race number 125 behind Exclusive Spark, but Testimony on the other hand, who was running 7th, held that position throughout the race to finish 7th behind Exclusive Spark, who came and tackled the front runner after vigorously ridden, and even though slightly lugging in a bit, did not disturb the front runner. Overall, it easily to win it by 1 1/4 length. On the other hand, Testimony just stayed on in 7. Today's putting tongue strap and cross nose band. Alina ran in race number 150, number 6 in the card, over a 7 furlong trip. In the midfield, even though front runner Sensibility was kicking on gamely, the runners behind them were strung out, with Alina finishing 9th out of 14 runners. Full field of 14 in race number 150. 7 Alpine Girl and number 12 Virangna are the 2 runners. They ran in race number 141 over 5.5 furlong trip. And Alpine Girl has already 5 runs. In that 5 runs, last 2 runs, 1 run on the board, and later race number 141 close to the 4th horse. Whereas Virangna, first run 6th, second outing 7th. Black Opal again running in race number 117, who ran in race number 117, finishing 5th to Ayr. So nothing much about this runner, which was won by Ayr very easily. Number 9 is City of Hustle, ran in race number 109. Let's look at race number 109. Totally field strung out. Running 5th, fell back couple of places to finish 7th is City of Hustle on debut. Almas the winner by 4 lengths. Number 11 in the card is Sweet Dancer, who ran in race number 126 over 7 furlong. On debut itself, took part in a 7 furlong trip, skipped that early runs of a Scary run. Whereas here, this was a penalty terms race. Not being a debutant, not carrying the penalty of a winner's penalty, finishing 5th to Candy Girl by a margin of more than 6 lengths is Sweet Dancer. We hop on to the 4th race of the afternoon, the Division 2 of the Auxiliary Plate, to be run over 6 furlong in Category 3 for horses. This is for a race for maiden horses, 4-year-olds and upward, rated 20 to 45. Number 1, OK Boss. Number 2, Georgia Peach are the 2 runners. They ran in over race number 127, which was won by Sally. Look at Georgia Peach hurrying up on the first outing this season. This is a one-eyed filly who came charging home to finish 2nd, beating off OK Boss to 3rd place by 1 1/4 length. Number 3, It's On, ran in race number 152, got interfered in the early part of the race, and after running 8 till the last 200 meters, gradually fell back to finish 13 out of 14 runners, just beating 1 home. Today's putting tongue strap is It's On. Number 4, Sea Wolf, finished 2nd in race number 118 in a 6 furlong trip to DRD, who was vigorously ridden to get the race. But look at Sea Wolf covering the ground on the outside, bridging the gap with the rider of DRD changing the whip from right to left, whereas inching closer was Sea Wolf's winning post to the rescue of the winner by a half a length, getting penalty of 3 points for the second is Sea Wolf. Exclusive Luck ran in race number 153, which was won by Isra, who came with a very powerful run to beat off Miss Little Angel on the post by a nose. It looked like Miss Little Angel might have got the race, but Isra, in the photo, we were able to make it that she has got it by a nose. But Exclusive Luck, on the other hand, finished 14th out of 14. Number 6 is Costello, who was in pursuit of the front runners, whereas Brilliant View is the winner, who beat Angelita by a nose. But after running out a long layoff is Costello. This is race number 6, where she finished on 5th. Gets a drop of 2 points for finishing 5th is Costello. Number 7, NRI Millennium, being the leader, beaten by Loris, who came with a very powerful surge on the outside. It was a scintillating run of Loris to get the race, to beat off this long shot runner. 20 to 1 was given to NRI Millennium and lost on the post by a head. Number 9 is Cash Register. This is the improved performance of Cash Register, particularly this race, after taking part in all the distances, starting from 7 mile 2000 where it finished all the time 5th. In this 9 furlong, came with a very good run to finish second by 3 lengths, up by 3 points, and goes up in class. Number 10 is BRIAR, who ran in race number 61, which was won by City of Bliss. Going by the form, after finishing 6th in race number 20 to Cabello, here came from behind and finished on 8th out of 10 runners, gets a drop of 1 point. Number 11 is Stark. This is late Echoes of Heaven, who ran in race number 148. After 3 on-board runs, this is the only run where it finished off the board. Second to Star Cruise, fourth to Hot Seat, third to Blue Label. Those are the 3 runs. But this particular run, finishing 10th out of 14 runners to Hip Hop, was a very bad run of Stark. Division 2 of the Dream Girl Plate, to be run over 7 furlong in category, the 5th race of the day. For horses rated up to 25, number 1 is Ashwa Jakarta, who ran in race number 127. First run here at Hyderabad, coming from Mysore, was Ashwa Jakarta, whereas the winner was Sally. But Ashwa Jakarta, on the other hand, finished a far away 11th. We move on to the next runner, that is Bedazzled. This race was a very interesting finish, with Hip Hop beating off his stablemate Lockstiller and Blazing Jupiter by a nose and a half a length, whereas Bedazzled, on the other hand, came very late to finish 7th. Inception ran in race number 133 and turned out to be a winner. Having 4 runs in a mile, finished on 3rd to Lightning Fairy by 5 lengths. After that, 1 run off the board, but here turned out to be a winner, beating off NRI Blue on the post by Unshotted. Number 4 is Spacewalk, who ran in race number 67. After this run with a drop of 2 points, has come down in class. Is Spacewalk, having 3 runs, race number 13 to Show Me a Walk, then race number 32 missed the start by a couple of lengths. 10 to Live Song, here jumped well in race number 67 with the field in a 7 furlong trip, finished on 8th behind Beauty Flame out of 10 runners, satisfied of beating 2 home. Zeus ran in race number 151, finishing 13th out of 13 to NRI Touch, who got the race by half a length. Look at NRI Touch, the way it covers the ground to beat, I think it was on Beauty and Parade, I'm not sure about it, but Zeus, on the other hand, not at all in a good form this season, particularly today's Sporting Blinkers. Number 6 is Arba Wahed Arba, who ran in race number 95. Sluggish at the start, losing a couple of lengths later on, ridden hard in the straight in the yellow colors, accelerated when the race was over for Royal Pal, who got the race by 2 lengths, and Arba Wahed Arba managed to finish 6th. I Am Superman ran in race number 129 and finished on 10th. This race was won by Loris, who beat NRI Sport by a head. But looking at I Am Superman, behind the field, even earlier on, race number 26 finished 10th. So gets a drop of 2 points. Runs without sheepskin cheek pieces, but Sporting Blinkers along with tongue strap and cross nose band. NRI Gift, Amal Fitana, and Good Tidings, they all ran in race number 140. Let's start with NRI Gift, the eventual winner, who was able to tackle River Davia, covering ground, then drawing level with River Davia in the last 150 meters, even though drifted out under pressure, corrected by the rider, going stride for stride, and in the last stride stretched out to a length victory. Gets a penalty of 8 points for this win is NRI Gift, whereas Amal Fitana, on the other hand, finished on 8th, and Good Tiding was the improved runner to finish 3rd. Gets a penalty of 1 point. Number 9 is This Is the Time to Win, who ran in race number 149, finishing 8th to WhatsApp J after being very prominent till the last 400 meters, running 3rd. Gradually fell back to finish 8th in a 9 furlong trip. Earlier 7 furlong trip also finished on 8th. I think this horse likes number 8 because last 3 runs, 2000 meters, 7 furlong and 9 furlong, all the runs it has finished 8th. Number 10 is Red River, race number 72, being a leader till the last 300 meters. The way it packed off was very surprising, finishing 11th out of 12 runners. Just one ahead of the last runner was Red River, but the way it got bolted, had a sizable lead at the 600 meters, hotly chased by a group of runners and totally overall by that other 10 runners, and gets a drop of 2 points. Number 12 Southern Lady and number 14 Royal Avenger are the two runners who ran in race number 156 last week run. This race was won by New Hustle. Southern Lady ran a good race to finish fourth. So too was Royal Avenger. This horse, 7-year-old, who came rocketing on the outside but finished third by 3 lengths, up by 4 points, even though carried a top weight. Sixth race of the evening, the Hyderabad Cup, to be run over 1200 meters in category 2 for 5-year-olds and upward who are rated 40 to 65. Number 1 Minelli, number 3 Amira, number 7 Shazam are the runners. So Amira turned out to be a surpriser of the pack, being rich dividends of more than 400 for a tenner, beating Kingston by 2 lengths, whereas the other two runners, Minelli, covered ground to finish third, just fell short of a neck to Kingston, who was in chase of the leader, and the other runner was Shazam. He also got well into contention to finish on the board fourth. Number 2 is Strategist, who ran very wide, 12th out of 14 runners behind Unsung Hero, got the race by beating the long-time leader by a neck. Whereas Strategist this season, having 5 runs off the board in all the 5 starts, here gets a drop of 2 points. Number 4 Beauty on Parade, number 11 Star Racer, and number 8 Blissful are the 3 runners. With Beauty on Parade being in pursuit of the leader and Star Racer very wide, and one more runner, that was Blissful, who was the leader, just backed off when overall by House of Diamond, who came with a spirited run to burst into the lead to get the win by 1 length, whereas Beauty on Parade finishing 9th. Nothing much about this runner. And we go to next runner, DRD, Mark My Day and Gusty Note. This is race number 130, which was won by Trump Star. DRD, after winning in a class 4, 6 furlong trip, beating Sea Wolf by half a length, took a penalty of 8 points, ran in higher class and dashed to the front. It was shaping like a winner when challenged by Trump Star. Did his best to give a fight, but swarmed by other 2 runners, including Mark My Day, who came with a very powerful run to beat off DRD. So DRD forced to settle for the 4th place. Impressive run of Mark My Day, finishing a notable 2nd, whereas one more runner, Gusty Note, race number 130, finished off the board. Number 9 is Sandown Park, the eventual winner. Even this horse gave a rich dividend. It's a 20 to 1. So Amira paid, I think it was 200 rupees, and Sandown Park 400. Not sure about the dividends, but looking at both were a long shot wins. In race number 146, back-to-back double for trainer Leo De Silva, gets a penalty of 8 points for this long shot win. Is Sandown Park in race number 146, beating Thunder Road by half a length. Number 10 Sporting Smile, a back marker all the way in race number 106, behind One Wish, who won it by 3 lengths. Just look at One Wish cruising up on the outside to tackle the front runner, and after tackling the leader, just sailed away to win it by 3 lengths. But looking at Sporting Smile credentials, particularly this season, never on the frame, not even 5th, because 5 runs, the way it has finished, I'll just read out to you: 10th, 14th, 9th, 10th and 11th. So if a horse runs like this, you can just judge it. Gets a drop of 1 point after finishing 11th out of 11 runners to One Wish is Sporting Smile. Next runner, number 12, NRI Magic, race number 120. Top in class came the moment NRI Magic was able to tackle the front runner and zip past NRI Magic to win it by 3 lengths. Settling in 2nd is NRI Magic, getting a penalty of 3 points. Number 14 is Hashtag, race number 152, winner. You have to give credit to the trainer because the way it has performed. Winner of 2 races in 5 starts, rest of the 3 runs, 1 second and twice third. So maintaining that good form is Hashtag, but neglected in the ring at 12 to 1. Turned out to be upsetter, beating Silk. Penultimate event on this Monday meeting, the first division of the auxiliary plate to be run over a distance of 6 furlongs for maiden horses 4-year-olds and upward. Number 1 is Grand Finale, who ran in race number 104, and Royal Girl, the eventual winner with Grand Finale. Look at that runner, ridden hard, came well, neck shot at the post to Royal Girl. Earlier, 2.5, nearly 2-3 and 2 3/4 of a length second to Pacific Command. Dream Station, this was a fancied runner in race number 134 after just not showing any improved run in race number 87, where it was fancied. Again turned out to be a fancied runner, but a back marker in race number 134 behind Isra over a mile. Both the runs over a mile for Dream Station. Now today change in stables, so the new trainer has gone for a blinker along with tongue strap and cross nose band, and has taken a decision to run over a sprint distance. Number 3 is Farrell. After finishing third in race number 17 by a length to Buckley, the stablemate, Farrell did not take part much. Second outing of this runner came in race number 46, where it was slightly fancied at 7-4. Disappointed everywhere there, finishing a far away 7 to Bucksy, and running after a long layoff is Farrell. Number 4 is Quality Warrior. This is a runner who was in pursuit of the leader, that was Nolan, and Nolan being too good on the day, who stretched out a victory of 3 lengths. Vigorously ridden Quality Warrior could not stay on for that runner-up berth, lost that runner-up berth by a short hit for the runner who came wide on the outside. Ambitious Star, long-time leader, overalled by the front runner, then ridden hard, came well, but has to be satisfied for a on-board finish, that is 4th by a margin of 2 lengths. Winner being NRI Touch. We go to number 6, Blast in Class, who runs his third outing. First outing, 6 furlong trip, 8th out of 8 to NRI Touch. Comparing that run, this time not last, because had a field of 13 where it finished on 8th, and now sporting blinkers and tongue strap in the same distance in the same class is Blast in Class. Number 8 is Wild Card. Wild Card run, who ran in race number 127, finishing 8 to Sally. Earlier 2 runs, very good. Third by 2 3/4 of a length to Royal Pal. Then as a 4-1 shot, half a length second to Blue Label. But this race itself is looked like an open affair, with the favorite being at 3-1. 5-1 was offered for Wild Card and came and finished on 8th. Coming Home finished on 4th, first run of its career. Coming Home in chase of the leader, that was Furious Fun, and other 2 runners warmed up well to push back Coming Home to the 4th place, with Furious Fun clinging on by a neck. Number 10 is Syra, ran in race number 145. Last 3 runs of Syra to be considered, because next second to Miss Little Angel, then here race number 129, 4th to Loris, race number 145 up with the pace, chasing the leader. Then overall by a couple of runners, including Char, Ek Char and Southern Act, managed to hold on in the frame to finish 4th. Laban is Precious Gift, who ran in race number 140 over 7 furlong and finished 10th to NRI Gift. This runner having 4 runs off the board in all the 4 starts, from 5.5 furlong, then to 6, then to 7, has finished never in the frame, including the runs of Monsoon, where it has finished off the board, that is Precious Gift. Retained the same rating of 25. Number 12 is Berkeley, ran in race number 110. This was a fancied runner, but started to plod after crossing the 200-meter mark. Even the rider went for the whip, something was amiss. Then after the race, the horse was observed to have bursted blood vessels. So return bleeding is Berkeley, so neglect this run. Earlier, 3rd to Silver Set by a very close margin of neck and nose. Last race, race number 8, the first division of the Dream Girl Plate, to be run over a 7 furlong in category 3 for horses rated up to 25. Number 1, Akash, ran in race number 97, which was won by Warrior Invictus. After taking charge, Warrior Invictus stretched out well to a lead of about 1¼ length at the post. But we are looking at Akash, who has no good runs to consider, having 5 runs off the board in all the 5 starts. Retained the same rating of 25 is Akash. Number 2, Ashwa Sultan ran in race number 136, finishing 6th to Narak Michi. Runaway winner Narak Michi, who got it by 2 lengths with couple of runners charging on the outside, but still the winner being too good. But looking at Ashwa Sultan credentials, earlier 5th to Garnet, here 6th. Number 3 is Horse of War. Last 2 runs, this horse has finished 5th. You can see the way it's keeping his head high, even though ridden vigorously. And the day it puts its head down on its chest, I think he can turn out to be a good runner. But last 2 runs, earlier on race number 103, slowly away, despite that finished 5th. This is Rivadavia, who was the long-time leader, tackled by NRI Gift, gave a good fight till the last stride, we can say, when NRI Gift started to stretch out by a length at the post. But very impressive run of Rivadavia on the day, as a 10-1 shot gets a penalty of 3 points. Next runner, Storyteller. We have 4 runners: Storyteller, Star Vault, That's My Way, and Epsom. All ran in race number 149. Where did Storyteller finish? 6th. This was a 9 furlong trip. Storyteller 6th, Star Vault 9th, That's My Way 7th, and Epsom 5th. So let's look at Epsom towards the fence, who was mastering well. That's My Way in the yellow colors with brown chevrons, pushed hands and heels, took time to warm up, whereas Star Vault finishing 9th and Storyteller 6th. So Storyteller also ridden out, but still Epsom was better by a neck ahead of Storyteller at the post. Number 6 is Smolensk. Has 3 runs this season off the board in all the 3 starts. Back marker in the last 300 meters was Smolensk. Decided to go with the blinkers and tongue strap for the first time, where it finished on 10th to Furious Fun, 14th to Narak Michi, then 11th to Charik Char. But always a last, because the field itself where it has run, it has finished last of that field. 10th out of 10th, 14 out of 14, and 11th out of 11th gets a drop of 1 point for Smolensk. NRI Ruby and Rhine are the 2 runners who ran in race number 148, which was won by Hip Hop. Lockstella the leader. Hip Hop and Blazing Jupiter getting very contentious. They came with a very powerful surge with a purpose, and these 2 battling it out. But we are looking at NRI Ruby, a back marker, whereas Rhine mastered well, little late to finish in the frame, earlier 3rd, close 3rd to Inception. Silk Route, number 8 in the car, who ran in race number 156, finishing 7 to New Hustle. When you look at the form of this runner, she is well bred by air support out of Silk and Touch, but not having that finishing zeal, we can say, because the way she has finished 9th, thrice 12th, comparing that run, here little improvement over a longer distance, because from 5.5 furlong she was tested over 9 furlong, where she finished on 7th. Number 9 is Sea of Class, race number 133, finished on 7 to Inception, running without blinkers, tongue strap, and rubber bit. So all the jewels were taken off from Sea of Class. Number 10, Open Affair, ran in race number 156 over a 9 furlong trip, finished on 8 to New Hustle, who got this win by 3 lengths, and in a good form is New Hustle, earlier also winner. Looking at Open Affair on the other hand, not on board in 6 starts, twice 5th. So we wind up the preview of today's races. Wishing good luck to all the racing patrons. We thank you for joining us for this race preview on this Monday meeting. Thank you once again.